What up, y'all? It's your boy R to the A to the S. Yes, Rise here with Pacific Across the Ball. And today we talking about criminal-minded. Get into the minds of today's troubled youths. Now, let me say this. I have a lot of experience working with juvenile delinquents. I've been working with juvenile delinquents since 2006. And I worked in a variety of arenas. Some was called low placement, which means that these kids are basically kids that are on probation. They're court ordered to complete a program. They complete the program, then they are probation. So I worked in that setting. I've also worked in what's called a high security setting, which basically means jail for kids. And that's where I currently work at now, actually. But let me give you a little bit of statistics to give you, to help you understand where I'm coming from, what's going on with a lot of today's youth. These are approximate exact numbers. But approximately in Detroit and the surrounding suburbs, there are 600,000 youth. All right? 600,000 kids. Of those 600,000 kids, approximately 4,800 of those kids are criminals. Now you might say that's a lot of kids, but at the same time, I agree. But at the same time, though, you will see that not all kids are criminals. 600,000 compared to 4,800 is a lot, but it also says that the majority of kids don't choose a life of crime. All right? Now, of those 4,800 that are criminals, about 4,000 of them are on probation. So which means you got 4,000 criminals walking around in the city of Detroit and surrounding areas, stealing cars, carjacking, things of that sort. Why? Well, because it costs money. It takes money to fund things to get these kids rehabilitated, or some of you don't believe in rehabilitation, it costs money to punish them, send them to jail. So the state doesn't have that money, so you got kids, they go to court, they know they gonna get a slap on the wrist because hey, it's not enough money to put these kids in jail. So now, of the 4,000 are criminals, you got less than 1,000 that are actually in what's called placements. Now, placements are basically places, it could be like I talk about low placement, where you are at a place, you're away from your family, but it's not an actual jail place where you could actually walk out the door. But of course, there'd be consequences. You might violate your probation and get sent to a higher place. And then there are places like I talked about where I work at, where it's actual jail. You spend a year in jail trying to get your mind, hopefully get your mind right, so when you come back out, you'll leave that life of crime. Now I'm gonna give you some of my reasons why I think, just from my experience, what I see, kids choose a life of crime. One reason I think a lot of us people don't talk about is a lot of these kids have had traumatic experiences. They have dealt with people they love dying, parents dying, father, mother, grandma who took care of them all their life died, a niece and nephew that died suddenly. A lot of these kids don't know how to deal with trauma. A lot of these kids don't know how to deal with emotional pain. And once this emotional pain has happened to them, they don't care. I don't care no more. I'm just going to do whatever. I don't care. I'll rob you. I don't care. I'll steal from you. I don't care. I'll carjack you. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, I might sell drugs and it might hurt the community. I don't care. Why? Because they don't know how to deal with that trauma that's happened in their life. And that's what a lot of them. Now, is that an excuse? Just because your mama died, you got to go out and rob somebody or sell drugs? No. But in their minds, that trauma has led to them as an excuse to commit crimes, basically. So That's one reason that I see. Another one, I think, that you have a life, you know what I'm saying, kids choose life's crimes that come from immoral homes. Every home teaches morality, but not all homes teach the right type of morality. 50% of kids who are juvenile delinquents have parents that have been to prison. I know a young man, it was crazy. His father, they had the same pattern. His father went to jail at the age of 16 for stealing cars. That young man went to jail at 16 when he went to the place I work at for stealing cars. At 16, his father had him. That young man had his daughter at 16. And so this morality is taught. Like, my pops went to jail, and in some kind of sick sort of way, they pick up that same pattern of they do the same thing. They follow their fathers. And I've seen that a lot. It's scary. It's eerie to see these kids pick up the same pattern as their parents. But they come from immoral homes. And so when you come from immoral homes, you're going to have these people teaching immorality. I know a guy, now again, I'm not making excuses, but some people actually do sell drugs for survival. Most don't, okay? I'm not saying people go out there and sell dope for survival. But I know of a kid who didn't want to go into foster care. And so he sold dope just to keep the lights on. Mama was a crackhead, things of that sort. He sold dope. And that's how, you know what I'm saying, they kept the lights on and things of that sort. Now, is that an excuse? Should he did it? No. But some of these kids, like I said, they come from immoral homes, and they pick up that immorality. And unfortunately, when they get back out, they're doing the same type of things. They out there and get out of jail. I know a lot of them, unfortunately, I know a lot of kids who have died, you know what I'm saying, within a year of getting out of jail. They just go back to the same old lifestyle. I know kids who have went to real jail because of that. I know a young man, it's crazy, but he was robbing pizza men. They were sending the pizza man to like a trap house, drug house. He'll come up to the house. As soon as he opened the door, they would rob him of his money. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even a real address. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it was a real address, but it wasn't a real house. It was just a trap house. And so he would do this, whoop, 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 whoop. Finally, he got caught. The police, you know what I'm saying, they picked up the pattern. But now he's in real jail. Got a daughter, never seen her. I mean, he's seen the pictures, but never been with her. And he's locked up for 12 years. He's not going to get out till he's like 30-something. So that's the reality. Which leads me to my last point. A lot of reason why a lot of youth are choosing life for crimes, they don't think that they're going to experience consequences. And it's not just unique to them. Even a lot of us, well, I'll say all of us, do things that we know are wrong, but we don't think the actual consequence is going to come back. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, last night, I went to go get me, I'm not saying it's wrong, but I went to go get me a Whopper with cheese, all right? Went to get a Whopper with cheese. Now, I know logically that if I eat a lot and overeat, that it can lead to heart problems, you know what I'm saying, clogged arteries, etc., etc. But I wasn't thinking about that while I was eating on that Whopper with cheese. I'm thinking, this mug good. And it's the same thing. I know people who smoke cigarettes. They ain't thinking like, man, I smoked this cigarette, I'm going to get cancer. Or I'm probably be dead, my life going to be short. They like, no, this cigarette going to calm me down. Now, is that the right way of thinking? No. You know what I'm saying? Cigarettes, you smoke cigarettes, you're going to have a good chance of getting cancer. But People don't think like that. Same thing with teen pregnancy. A lot of these teen girls don't think they're going to get pregnant because they've had sex before and they didn't get pregnant. And then boom, the one time they didn't think they were going to get pregnant, they got pregnant. Same thing with some of these criminal-minded youth. They think, I know my man up the street, he sell drugs, he never got caught. In fact, I know a guy when I was growing up, he sold dope, never got but. I mean, his house got raided, but he never got caught by the police. Never. And so a lot of kids say, well, that could be me too. But I also knew kids every year where I grew up died. You know what I'm saying? From drugs. Every year, so-and-so, so-and-so dead. Yup, sold dope, he dead. But in their minds, it ain't going to happen to me. It's not going to happen to me. I'm going to go out and steal his car. I ain't going to get caught. I know how to outrun the police. Not going to happen to me. I'm going to go out and rob this dude. He ain't going to have no gun on him. Not going to happen to me. But unfortunately, with a lot of youth, it is going to happen to them. I know a lot of kids is dead right now. I spent a year with them in the prison. Know a young dude broke into another guy's house. Nah, he probably did this a billion times. But the guy's house he broke into, he had a knife, stabbed him up. He shot at the dude, but he killed him. My man, the dude got killed. The young man got killed. And so, these are, my opinion, the reasons why we have these criminal-minded youth. And we got to help change their thinking. Change their thinking. Because if their thinking don't change, they're going to go right back out, have the same old errors, thinking they don't have no consequences. And they're going to get caught up either in the adult system, dead, or just being bummy. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thoughts on the issue, criminal-minded. This is your boy Roz here with Perceived Across the Bar. Kobe Sutts, and I'm out.